and you're going to be laying there just like that, and she's going to have access to everything, and she is going to see everything, and she is going to wax everything.
Sometimes I'm mystery, sometimes I'm free, depending on my mood, on my attitude.
Let's get this show cracking. Let's get this show cracking. This hair do something to me, y'all. What's up, everybody? It's your girl ShelethiaTreNae, and I'm back with another video. I just ate some pretzels, so excuse me if I pause every time I talk because I don't want to like spit, but they bussin'. Okay, so today, you guys, we're gonna talk about a very interesting topic that most ladies don't want to talk about for whatever reason. I think it's okay to talk about. Is what it is, you know, it's what we do. And that topic today is the Brazilian wax. Now, I go and get these regularly. I've been a couple of times and a couple more times. So it's all in all, it's not that bad at all. But I do want to share my experience and my friend's experience with you, because when I first got it, when I first went and got it, I wish I had someone to tell me things to expect and what to do and what not to do, and just some tips to just make it a little bit easier than what my first experience was. So me and one of my very close friends that have been doing this for a while, we gathered up a couple of tips that we wish we had known prior to going, and things that we know now that, you know, we just still want to share with you guys. Yeah. So I got them all on my phone, and you will see me looking down at my phone sometimes, whatever. Just so I can give you all the tips. So let's get into it. Before I jump into this video, I want to make sure that you guys are subscribed to my channel. If you are not, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I will put that here. Alright, let me rewind. If you're new to my channel, then welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, then hey girl. So without further ado, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into this video so I can give you guys all of the tea. Okay, we need to work on that a little bit more. So, number one, it's gonna hurt. Like, it's gonna hurt, okay? You can't get rid of the pain. And most people say, they're gonna tell you, all right, let me just back up for a little bit. They're going to tell you that the pain is gonna get less the more that you go. But in my unpopular opinion, that's not necessarily true. I think that the pain is still there because it still feels like the first time each and every time I go. But that's my business. I think that the only truth is the more that you go, the less time that you're actually there for. Because your hair does grow back a lot thinner and a lot sparser. So it's not like you're gonna be there forever. They're not gonna have to go over certain spots more than one time. It's just, you know, you go in, they do what they gotta do, and you're right back out. The more that you go, the easier it does become. But that pain is gonna always be there, and I don't know who made that up, but maybe you just gotta go for like, I don't know, maybe you just gotta go for like 2-3 years down the line, it'll get better. But definitely not, you know, within a couple of months, absolutely not. Or at least that wasn't my experience, or anybody else that I know. So, and if you know somebody who goes and they're always happy-go-lucky every time they go, and it's just so easy and they don't feel any pain, then kudos to you. You can tell them to come to this video and check me in the comment section. But until then, I'll wait. The good thing is the pain is temporary. Like, the pain doesn't last the whole time, you know, while you're there and afterwards. Like, once she's done doing what she has to do on one section, that pain is gone, and then you continue, and then you got another section full of pain, and then once she's completely done with waxing you, that pain is gone. You're not like, you know, limping out of there, can't really walk, you know, rubbing, nothing. Like, it's just you walk out feeling refreshed. I'm talking about your confidence is going to be from here to like here. You're gonna walk out feeling like a brand new woman. And it's, I mean, it's not, I wouldn't necessarily say it's anything to be afraid of, but it's definitely one of those things that you just have to experience. And, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Beauty is pain, but the pain is temporary. Alright, so number 2, there's this thing called hard wax and there's this thing called soft wax. And from what I know about the two, hard wax is better. And when I was looking at my research on Brazilian waxes and which one is better, where to go, looking up reviews for places when I moved to Colorado, that's when I stumbled upon the difference between hard wax and soft wax. And to my understanding, I've always done hard wax. I've never had soft wax. So, but I found it interesting that that was actually a thing that was out there. So I went to the place that I went to, they actually had hard wax. They use hard wax, and to my knowledge, you have a lesser risk of being burned with hard wax. And with soft wax, you can't put the strip of wax on a place more than 2 times, or more than once actually. So you can't put it on there 2 times at all. So, you know, once they pull that off, that's that. And I don't really like that because I know with hard wax, it's literally just the wax. There are no strips, there is no wax paper, nothing. It's literally just the wax, and she's pulling the wax straight off. And it's like rubber, and you can put it back on and pull it back off, and put it back on and pull it back off until she gets all the hairs off that you need off. So they say that soft wax is used in larger areas, so like your arms, your legs, and stuff like that, which is understandable. You wouldn't want to use that, you know, in such a small confined area. And I would rather her, you know, get all off that she can, because those things are expensive. So you want to make sure that you're getting a bang for your buck. Now, another thing that hard wax doesn't do is tug on the skin. And that's a really good thing, because you just want to remove the hair. You don't want to be removing any skin down there. That's a very sensitive area, and so you want to make sure that it's handled properly. So most people say that, you know, most people that have done both soft wax and hard wax say that they wish that they had started with hard wax because it's less painful than soft wax. So that's new. That was news to me, and that's news to you now. So definitely take that into consideration before you go. Just a recommendation, not a sponsor. European Wax Center uses hard wax, and that's where I go. Alright, so number 3, this is something that I wish I had known prior to going, and that was to exfoliate your skin right before you go. And I normally exfoliate weekly, but I did not exfoliate right before I went. And I wish that I had, just to see the difference, but my friend did, and she said that her first experience wasn't as bad as what everybody made their first experience seem. And so when I started asking her what are some of the things that she did differently, one of the things on her list was to exfoliate prior to going. So I hope that that would help somebody out there that hasn't got it yet and they want to. I would like for someone to try that, because I do think that that would be a lot helpful, especially with hair removal. Exfoliating your skin prior to hair removal, I think that it would make your process go a little bit easier. So definitely try that. Alright, so number 4, prior to going to get your wax, your hair has to be the length of a grain of rice. But mine wasn't. And mine doesn't even get that long. Or at least I don't let it get that long. And I won't let it get that long. So I went with, of course, shorter hair. And she was still able to get it. I will say that she did have to go over some areas a lot more, just to get that hair, because you have to think, right, when you are getting a wax, they're pulling that hair from the root of that hair, whereas shaving, you're just shaving off the surface. So she has to be able to get a grip on that hair so that she can so that she can pull it out. You can't pull it out if it's barely there. You know, it's just like pulling a splinter out of your hand. Sometimes you have to go get tweezers. You can't go and just use your big fingers and try to pull out something so small. So yeah, I would recommend you guys waiting until it was that long. But if you are like me and you just cannot stand hair and you know that you're going to end up shaving it, I would definitely just try and go and just, you know, continue from that point on, because I did it and it worked. So alright, so number 5, this was actually very interesting to me. You can actually go when you're on your period. I wouldn't, but you can, and I found that very interesting because there are some ladies out there that are like, well, what if I'm, you know, on my cycle, or what if, you know, what I say is my little sister is here. So, you know, like some people want to know, and I never thought to even ask that. But, you know, some people will think like, well, I know that, you know, I'm due for another wax this week, but my, you know, my little sister is also going to be here this week. So, you know, what if it happens while I'm actually on the table? And that is something that, you know, can be reassuring to someone that it's okay if it does come on. So that was news to me, and that was news to you. Alright, tip number 6. Men, I'm so sorry, but you cannot go and get a Brazilian wax. Although that would be kind of interesting to see. Alright, so let's talk positions. So I know you guys are wondering, if you haven't gotten a Brazilian wax before, how am I going to be? Like, am I just laying flat down with my legs wide open? So there are 2 positions that I am fond with, the 2 main positions that I've always done when I go, and that is what I call the butterfly. So your feet are like this together and your legs are, you know, open like that. And you're going to be laying there just like that, and she's going to have access to everything, and she is going to see everything, and she is going to wax everything. So that's that. And then the second position that I normally do is what I call the knees to chest. Now this is not like you're holding your knees to your chest. This is actually you holding the back of your thighs, and your knees are gonna be to your chest, and your feet are just gonna be straight, you know, out, or yeah, up like that. And this is so that the tech is able to get access to your butt crack. And this is what she waxes. She waxes the back of your vagina down all the way up to the very top of your butt crack. And now, this position scared me the absolute most because I am nowhere near used to a stranger back there. So, it was very uncomfortable for me, and based off of the pain that I felt with the Brazilian wax for the vagina, I knew that if I have felt that pain back there, and I've never felt that before, I would probably kick her in the face, because your feet are like right there. So I was very, very scared of how this would be. So I was already tense. I was already, you know, like on edge, and honestly, guys, it was not that bad. Like, I honestly think that was the easiest part of the Brazilian wax. It was so easy. It was way less painful. It was quick, and it was just like rip, rip. That's it. Like, you're just like, oh, that wasn't that bad, you know. Wasn't nearly as bad as what it was getting the actual Brazilian wax for your vagina. So, in case you guys are, you know, a little afraid and you were like me, it's not that bad. So that is the easiest part. And once you get there, you're pretty much done. So you can just sit back, relax, and let her wax. Hey, your girl got bars. Now there is another position that my best friend told me about, and let me tell you, this has never happened to me, but she actually had a tech that told her to lay on her stomach and spread her cheeks. Now, that ain't never happened to me. I won't ever let it happen to me, but that's none of my business. Alright, so my next tip is to always pee before you go. Now, what I like to do is once I actually get there to the wax center, after I check in and everything, I go straight to the bathroom, and most of them actually provide wipes in there. So I'll just, clean up a little bit, wipe up, use the bathroom, make sure I pee, because I don't want to have to pee in the middle of it. And then I'll use their wipes, clean up and dry off and everything, and then you're good to go. And that just helps with you're not so nervous. You won't have to worry about holding your pee while you're in there, tolerating that pain. It's just something that you definitely want to do because it could cause complications later on during the wax that you don't really want to deal with. So definitely pee before you go. And I don't mean like pee at home or nothing like that. Like pee when you get there in their bathroom prior to going. Alright, so let's talk pros and cons. So the only cons that I can really think of, you guys, is just the pain and the price. Now, the pain you're not going to get rid of. That's always going to be there unless they come up with some type of invention where they can numb you prior to doing it. That would be phenomenal. And then you won't have to worry about the pain. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. So the pain is just inevitable and you're just going to have to deal with it. Sorry. Now let's talk the price. So these things are typically about $75 to $95 and you're going monthly. I'll say you're going like once a month, so it's not that expensive. It's it's doable, but at the same time I do feel like it's a bit too much for that when you have razors out there for like $5 to $10. So I mean, like when you do the comparison, it just depends on how much time you have, how much time you want to spend cleaning up down there, removing hair, because you can shave to pretty much get the same results. I have done it before, but your hair does grow back a lot quicker, and then you have other things to worry about like shave bumps and ingrown hairs and all that stuff, which I know a few tricks to where I can avoid that from happening. But it just depends on how much time you have and how much time you're willing to put into that. So pros: Brazilian waxes last way longer than shaving, typically about 3 to 4 weeks for the average woman, and your hair is growing back within that time frame, but it's growing back a lot more thinner and it's growing back a lot slower. Then your skin is so smooth, literally unbelievable how smooth your skin is. And honestly, that is the only thing that makes it so worth it to me, because I'm telling y'all, walk up out of there feeling like a chocolate glazed donut. You will be so, I'm telling you, your confidence goes from here to here. Like nobody can tell you nothing after you get it, okay? It's one of those things to where you're looking at like somebody come to you talking crazy and you like, bitch, I'm smooth as fuck, don't come for me. Like it is just, it's a blessing in disguise, I'll tell you that, because the pain is, whew, the pain, that's the only thing. It's the pain. Damn, the pain. Now, when your hair does grow back, like I said before, it's going to grow back a lot slower, a lot thinner, and a lot sparser. So it's not going to be like a bush just coming out of nowhere. It's going to be like pew, 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 pew. Little hairs coming out of nowhere, and it's not that bad. Like it's barely noticeable with how slow it's coming back. So that's why I will say, when you go back, you'll be there for the least amount of time than you was before, because your hair isn't growing back like it was before, but the pain is still there. I cannot express that to you guys enough. The pain is there, okay? Oh, and duh, you have no shave bumps and no ingrown hairs. I mean, like, come on, y'all. So, I mean, like, all in all, it is very worth it. But like most things in your life, it's not easy. So would I recommend a Brazilian wax to people? Absolutely. It's one of those things that you definitely need to experience. And if you're terrified, then I mean, hey, we can't make you do it. You know, you do what you gotta do. But I think you guys should try it at least one time, because your experience may be a lot different from mine and a lot different from my friends, and you can, go get one and share it with me on, how your experience went. Drop it down below and let me know some of the things that your texts are making you do, or, some of the things that, you wish that you had known prior to going your first time. So with that being said, you guys, that concludes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I would love to hear your feedback and your comments down below. If you feel like I missed anything when you went to get your first Brazilian wax, drop those stories down below. If you have crazy stories of what you experienced, drop all of that down below. I want to hear it. I want to see what you guys experienced and where you guys were at the time, so that I know not to go, okay? As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure that you guys are subscribed to this channel and that you give this video a thumbs up. Be yourself, be you, be untamed, be beautiful, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.